Good morning, you're listening to Ionie, the Gospel Show Sunday special on 87.7 FM. We have a special guest. His name is Nicky Brown, an established musical director, been all over the world. And Nicky is talking to us right now. Good morning, Nicky.
Good morning.
You've been described as one of the top names in British music. What do you attribute to the achievements?
I've been doing this since I was young. I basically left school and halfway through the course that I was doing, got a break in the music business. I've been around a lot of really great musicians from America at a very young age, and also a lot of really amazing British musicians and singers.
I've noticed the name Nicky Brown. It appears to be synonymous with the British gospel. For example, Clive Brown, Jerry Brown, to name a few. Are they part of your family dynasty?
Well, Jerry is my younger brother, which is great. But Clive Brown, Michael Brown, and some of the other Browns are not related to me. But unfortunately, I've had the pleasure of working with all of them quite closely. And Michael Brown, Clive Brown, and some of Julian Brown, Chris Brown, they're all incredibly accomplished musicians. Second most common name in Britain as well.
You're an independent record producer, MD of Iraq Ministries, Minister for the Gospel, husband, father, full-time director of recording studios. What are the challenges and highlights?
For me, one of the big things has been trying to make the right decision along my professional career. Fortunately, I was brought up by a fantastic group of people. Your parents are the people who are directly responsible for you, but I had some awesome input in my life very, very early on. When I was very ill, my mum being a young married working woman, and my mum's mother died when she was very young, so we didn't have a grandma, and my grandfather didn't live very close by. One of the really amazing things about being a part of the Muir household really did help me to overcome the illness that I had. Realised from then there was a lot to be grateful for, but number one, she kind of taught me that I could kind of really do anything I really wanted to. I realised that in this modern society, maybe that's one of the things that's really missing for a lot of young people is positive input from older people, spiritual people, people who are professional, people who have life experience. I think that input is the missing link for a lot of young people coming up today. And what I've noticed is that young people today are much faster, they're much swifter, they're much more clever. They have a greater level of attainment. So what they actually need now is they need roots. And I think that's one of the greatest things that I was exposed to, is that I had great roots. I had, I could depend on and really be a part of, stuff that was much bigger than me.
You've worked both in the UK and the US. How would you compare the British gospel scene with America?
Well, obviously the Americans are the originators. They're the ones who, gave us the styling and what we now call modern gospel music through their experience. But one of the most positive things I found about working and, partly staying in America for long periods of time was that I realized that we were just the same people. Our parents were just, put on different boats and went to different places. But we really understood each other's experiences. My parents are of Jamaican origin, so reggae and the Caribbean is a big part of who I am and what I do. But obviously, when having been able to go to Africa as well, which I think is crucial, and I think a lot of young black people in this country need to have that experience. Going to Africa, I realized again that these were just people that I'd lost touch with, and I felt like I was part of what was going on there.
When you went to Africa, which country in Africa did you go?
I've been to Ghana, I've been to Nigeria, which was very impactful on me. I went to Sierra Leone, I've been to Kenya, and a few other places that I've passed through. And each time I've had, a real amazing experience and realized that the diaspora, my roots go much, much further than just being a British guy. And when I see that going to America, I feel that also. So it's been really, really interesting for me. You can go to any country in the whole world and you will see some type of representation from the black culture, you know, whether it's African or West Indian or whatever. And so, or American. And so I think what our youth here need to get used to is realizing that their postcode is not their limitation.
I've got one last question before I say thank you and goodbye. But before that, I've got one of the CDs which you co-produced, which is This Is Gospel.
Okay.
Which, you know, it's got some amazing. I've had it for quite a while now, but it's very lively. Is there any track on there that you'd like me to play out after the last question? Because
I made so many records, I can't remember.
Okay, on this one, you got like Bishop John Francis, you got Visual Ministry Choir, you got LCGC Global, Zamar New Life, Oscar Scoffrey's Carrie and David Grant, Clive Brown and Shekinah, Lurleen Cato.
Let's play Global Zamar, because that was one of my bands. Or each one of those bands, right? I was fortunate enough to produce. So we got a MOBO for Carrie and David Grant's album.
Nice.
I don't know if you remember David Grant.
I used to hang out with their social group.
Yeah, they're fantastic. Obviously, you know, Bishop John is my pastor.
Yes.
At the church at Kilburn. We made quite a few records with David, and we've done some really amazing stuff. And as you know, they're both Carrie and David are quite musical, but they're quite involved in media.
Oh yeah, I mean, Carrie is on like the One show at the moment, and David does Songs of Praise intermittently, and they've done so much.
So they are very
established.
They're very established in the media world. So and those are the kind of blessings that I've been able to experience
from.
And it's been wonderful to have people kind of guide you and be your angel.
Okay, so I've got Global Zamar lined up, which is track 2 called Breath. Remember that one, Breath, Breath?
Yeah.
But before we do that, because I'll ask you the very last question, then I play it as I'm saying goodbye. Will you be actively involved in any of the major events taking place in this year, such as the Olympics, the Queen's Diamond Jubilee, and Jamaica's 50th Independence Anniversary?
Yeah, well, that's quite interesting because the last Jubilee celebrations, I was like right in the middle of it. I actually arranged all the music for the gospel choir that came down the mile.
Oh, yeah, I was looking at that on the internet. 20,000 strong choir at some point as well with Patty LaBelle, Patty Boulay. That's right. Yeah.
And I was a musical director for that project.
That's awesome.
And, so I'm in talks. I'm in lots and lots of talks, and lots of people trying to draw me into different things. At the moment, the job that I have at RUAC is just so huge. It's really all-encompassing, and that's what I've really been concentrating on. So we have some plans. The Olympic Committee's been speaking to the church directly. So
lovely.
You know, keep it peeled. And if anybody is around, the area is around, and would love to come to a vibrant service on a Sunday morning, they should kind of pop by the church on Kilburn High Road. The whole ethos is just fantastic. It's exciting, it's new, and something really is popping off there. So
I think the visionary aspect of it is awesome.
Yeah, Bishop is an amazing person, has a great mind, and really has a heart and a spirit for people, and not just in a church sense, but also in a community and political sense. And I think he wants to see the best of people, and he wants to see people rise and really, you know, go to their full potential.
Marcia Dixon is queued up to come talking to us next, and about the Wise Woman.
To her for me.
I will do, about the Wise Woman Award. So we're going to just play the track now, Nicky, and I say God bless you, goodbye, have a fantastic day.
All right, then you too. Take
care. Bye.
Bye.
Let children round. Let's get on up and give him some love.
It's so on, sing this song, and I love you rocking to the break of dawn.
Let everything that I breath, everything that I breath, let everything that I breath, praise the Lord. Let everything that I breath, everything that I breath, let everything that I breath, praise the Lord. I wanna move to prove that He's alright, yesterday, today, and forever.
PRAISETHELORD.
There's a groove you can use, and it's called Worshipper's Delight.
It's so on, sing this song, and I love you rocking to the break of dawn.
Everything that I breath, let everything that I breath, praise the Lord. Let everything that I breath, everything that I breath, praise the Lord. Let everything that I breath, praise the Lord.
You might have a club, you might have a house, you might have a family, the family around you, the children, the wife, and all that you desire. But that won't replace, or you can never take the place of having a relationship with God. You need to come on and get things right. Come on, smile, and just give Him thanks. Yes, He will do it for you. That thing you always wanted, He will be it for you. That thing you desired, He will bring it to pass. Yes, He will.
Everything that I breath, everything that I breath, everything that I breath, praise the Lord. Everything that I breath, everything that I breath, everything that I
Hello, welcome back. You're listening to Ionie on Avenues FM 87.7. You're listening to the Gospel Show Sunday Special. We have a special guest talking to us. Her name is Marcia Dixon. If you read the Voice newspaper, she's been with the Voice for many, many, many years, and she's has her own company, etc. Just about to speak to Marcia now. Hello, Marcia.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Oh, brilliant. I know that Marcia Dixon, that you're an editor of Keep the Faith magazine.
That's right, yeah.
You're MD to MD.
MD Public Relations, Marcia Dixon Public
What a
Relations.
name, MD to MD. Gospel columnist of the Voice newspaper for over 2 decades.
Yes.
That's some track record. You have staying power, lady.
Well, one's got to try.
Oh,
you
you don't
do
have
something that you believe in,
Yeah.
and you believe that God's called you to do it, then you stay and do it.
in spite of the distraction and everything else that goes on
In
around.
spite of everything.
Government
Keep on.
advisor on the subject of faith.
Well, I'm not any longer, but 2 years ago I was appointed to a panel of faith advisors, and I served in that for about maybe 6-7 months.
Quite a lot of accolades. I noticed one also Best Gospel Journalist by Oasis Awards in 2004. Well
Yeah.
done, you.
Thank you.
Awesome. There's too many things going on. I've just become up on the most current one, which is the Wise Woman Award, which is taking place
On March the 17th.
Yeah, I was looking at your website. It's quite good. Are you? I know that you're not one of the kind of founders of it, but you actually do the publicity and PR for them. Is that right?
We Keep the Faith and myself. We joined forces with Pastor Marjorie Essenway of Triumphant Church International last year.
Mm-hmm.
She's actually the founder. I went along to her event, and it was the Wise Women Awards. It wasn't like how it is now, and I said to her, this has got potential, let's see what we can do. So last year, Keep the Faith started organising the event alongside Wisdom for Women International, and just kind of made it more embracing. So basically the events recognises the contribution of black Christian women in the church and wider society. Last year we had 7 categories. This year it's been increased to 9 categories, and it covers all aspects of life and community involvement. So we've got awards for women in business, women in music, women who do mission work abroad. We've got an award for women under 25, a Median Award. We've got an award for women whose lives have turned around 360 degrees, a Christian Leadership Award, women that are over 60, a Woman in a Community Award, and alongside the food and entertainment, we're going to have Doreen Lawrence as one of the as our guest of honour. And like I said, it's really to celebrate the contributions of Christian women, because we know the church plays a very major role in both the black community and beyond, and it's just really to honour them, because people in the pews aren't normally recognised. A lot of the focus in our churches is on the pastors or on the people who are in music, who sing. These awards give women who are doing great things across the board an opportunity to be recognised and to shine. And it's last year when we held the event, a lot of the people who won the awards, they weren't people that were well known, but they were overwhelmed and really, really happy about being recognised for the work that they were doing and winning an award. Some people, they almost passed out when their names were announced. It's about recognising just ordinary Christian women and who are doing really, really great things.
The unsung heroes of
That's right. Unsung heroines or sheroes.
Oh, of course. I mean, I was actually looking at the website of Valley Fontaine, who you probably know.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, and she's producing something on BBC coming up shortly. Something you could collaborate with in terms of getting one of your winner onto her show, because she's actually doing something to honour the unsung heroines in community.
Okay, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, we hear a lot of bad news about the black community, but sometimes it obscures the really good things that people are doing with very little resources, doing it from the bottom of their heart, giving 100%, and they're dedicated to make the world a better place. And our awards aim to bring those people to the fore, and it's great to hear that there's other people that are focusing on those people that aren't so well known but who are really making a tangible difference in people's lives.
So Marcia, I know that there'll be brilliant food, great atmosphere, and the spirituality of it among good networking groups. What do actually win each category?
Well, what people get is an award. It's a trophy, and it might not seem like very much, but for a lot of the women that were there, I'm just going by from what happened last year. They were just overwhelmed at being overwhelmed at being recognised. I mean, there was one particular lady who won an award. She won the Christian Leadership Award. She's been working in the church for 30 years, and when her name was announced, like I said, she almost fainted. But then I found out that she'd been been talking to, unknown to me, she'd been talking to a friend of mine about 3 weeks earlier, and she'd just been stating how she's been working in the church for 30 years, and it's like she's not been recognised. Not that people are doing it to be, but you know how it is. When you're encouraged, it just gives you a bit more. It just strengthens your resolve a bit more to keep on doing what you were doing. And she was saying that she's been doing what she's doing, and she felt undervalued and not noticed or whatever. So for us, her winning the award was for me to hear that backstory, it just made her winning the award even more meaningful.
Of course, and the thing is as well, Marcia, is listening to what you're saying, because you kind of think, yes, another award, but when you hear how you kind of explaining it and describing it, it makes you realise how vitally important it really is to...
Well, very much so. I mean, if I give an example, we've got a life turnaround category, which I stated is for women who've turned their lives around. One of the women in the award in the categories, she was formerly homeless, but now she's living in a home with her children and now helping other homeless people to find homes and get their lives back together. Another lady on there is a former prison inmate who used to run a brothel, and she's now a Christian.
Awesome.
And working with young people addicted to drugs or alcohol and helping them to turn their lives around. And another one of those ladies, somebody who's invented a single parent, but who's been able to use her skill to invent a product which will benefit people who have circulation difficulties. So, those kind of things. Another one in the Christian Leadership Award, a woman who runs a church that specialises in helping homeless people and vagrants. So, those are the kind of people that we're bringing to the fore. Not the glamour people, not the pretty people.
But it makes it sound glamorous.
No, but the thing is that, as much as people are working on the coalface, every now and then we like to lift our head up, go somewhere, be in a nice environment and just celebrate the good things that people are doing. So it might sound glamorous, but when you attend, you realise that it's
not
hard.
a negative, Marcia. I'm saying it in the most positive light. I'm just saying that these unsung heroes, suddenly they have a chance to be in a glamorous
very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so.
So it warms my heart to hear you, and we've got 2 minutes to get to the news, Marcia, and I've even got a track lined up, which is by Bishop T.D. Jakes.
I love T.D. Jakes.
I know, because he's also somebody who's like
Woman Thou Art Loose.
Growth and development at heart. So I'm going to play one of his tracks, which I think is very appropriate after the news. We've only got 1 minute and a half left. But Marcia, thank you so much for your time. And have you got any announcement to give out where people can contact you?
Well, if people want to get hold of the tickets, they should, and just see about the award, just learn about it, they can visit www.wisewomenawards.org and, think about, possibly if they know a woman who's a Christian woman doing great things, look out for the awards next year, because they can maybe nominate somebody who'll make it through to the final 3.
Marcia, keep up the good works and God bless you.
Thank you.
Take care. See you. Bye.
Would you like to donate to the Avenues Youth Project? Want to run the marathon for us like local PC York did? Why not visit justgiving.com and make a donation? Help the Avenues support our young people. Visit justgiving.com and make your donation.